CTV News at 6 with Joe Perkins.
The private bids for control of the province's public liquor distribution system have been narrowed down to 4 companies. Initially, the contest was supposed to come down to 3 finalists, but due to a third-place tie, 4 have been chosen. The 4 bidders include Container World Forwarding Services, Excel Canada Limited, Metro Supply Chain Group, and Queen Nagel. The winning bid will be announced in October. The BC Government Employees Union warns the province will lose a good source of revenue if it gives up its rights to the liquor distribution system. Well, on Monday, Canada's first provincial metal theft law will come into effect in BC. The new regulations will put an emphasis on identification in the hopes to stopping the sale of stolen metals. On Monday, anyone wishing to sell regulated metals will be required to present valid ID. Scrap dealers will also be on the hook and be responsible for sharing purchase details with local police. In May, the province wrote to municipalities with metal theft-related bylaws, asking them to ensure the new rules wouldn't conflict with pre-existing bylaws. The new regulations will focus on metal types and objects historically targeted by thieves. Those include copper telephone wire, plumbing and manhole covers, as well as metal grave markers. Fines under the new law could be up to $100,000. Now to downtown Victoria and the second year of the International Buskers Festival. Last night, a first for the festival. Government Street closed down between View and Yates after 5:30 p.m. to open up the streets to foot traffic. Earlier in the week, several businesses we spoke to said they were open to the idea, at least on a trial basis. Employees at 10,000 Villages, a fair trade knick-knack shop that's been open for only a couple of weeks, said the closure last night may have helped drive traffic to their store.
I would say it was the same or maybe even a little bit more foot traffic, which is nice. And we've been here about 3 weeks, so we're kind of feeling out the sales right now, but it seemed like it was a good thing for us.
600 shows are scheduled on 8 stages during the 10-day event, including 3 stages on the Inner Harbour waterfront. The Government Street closure is only in effect for the duration of the festival, but Alan says a permanent street closure would be a good thing.
I'm from Calgary, so we have Stephen Ave there. They close it to traffic, and I think that's brilliant. It totally changes the atmosphere of the street. Like right now, I can hear all these trucks going by, and I don't know, I just think I would be down for that, for sure.
The idea has faced opposition, with some arguing the city already has too many one-way streets. For more information on the Busker Festival, you can log on to www.victoriabuskers.com. It was a good day for it. Everything Art was on display on Moss Street today for Vancouver Island's largest visual arts event, the TD Gallery Paint-In. Organizers were a little worried about the weather after battling through pouring rain last year, but the rain held out on the event's 25th year. 160 artists had their work on display, many with interactive booths so that the thousands of visitors could have a chance to become an artist for a day. Organizers say the event is one of the only opportunities people have on the island to get up close, I should say, and personal with artists and their work.
I mean, people don't get to see how a piece of artwork comes together, you know, the underdrawing, people working at a piece of sculpture, you know, carving away the first layers, you know. People don't really know how that comes together, and here they get to see it.
Adam Noonan's been painting for years. 15 years ago, he took part in his first Moss Festival. After taking some time off, the artist came back to the festival a couple of years ago. Noonan says it's different from painting in a studio, but a good different, a chance to meet some new people. And the guests agree it's a good way to meet people behind the work.
Well, I like to put a face behind the artist and also to look at some of their techniques. I love it when the artists are actually doing their work here on the street, and you can sort of see a work progress a little bit.
Well, generally speaking, in plein air, you got to be quicker than you might have to be in the studio because things change. Other than that, no, I don't think so. It's probably easier outside. You make things happen, and they, you know, quickly without having to plan it, think about it too much.
I saw you pointing. Which ones did you like?
I like the blue one.
The blue one? Why do you like the blue one?
So pretty.
To commemorate the City of Victoria's 150th anniversary, the paint-in was in Centennial Square all week. The festival began after Jim Gordonier took a blank canvas to the front of the Victoria Art Gallery. That was 25 years ago. Welcome back. It is Bathtub weekend in the Harbour City. This morning, the festival parade attracted hundreds to Nanaimo's downtown core. The usual suspects were out, bagpipers and pirates and proud bathtubbers, including the defending champion Nathan Barlow. CTV's Jeff Bassey has more from Nanaimo's Marine Festival.
The roads were blocked. Hundreds of people lined the streets, all waiting for the parade to march down Fitzgerald and kick off Bathtub Weekend in the Harbor City.
We do it every year. You know, it's just a fun place.
That's honestly why I'm here, for the fireworks tonight, too.
The new $1 million fire engine led the way, followed by colorful floats and a bagpipe band. Pirates seized the streets and looted people of their change. They happily gave their coins for the children's hospital. They danced along, got caught up in the pirate spirit, and left with smiles.
Excellent. We really are enjoying it. The weather's good, and the parade was excellent. We're really happy with it.
Oh, I don't know, those dancing girls in the back of the truck, they were pretty hot.
The Bathtub Parade has stitched itself to the fabric of Nanaimo.
It's a real fun parade. There's not a lot of rules and regulations, that type of thing. So as you can see, it's a real family type operation, and we're really pleased with it. It also gives the tubbers a chance to show off their bathtubs.
The races will start on Sunday. Nathan Barlow will be looking to defend his title. He's getting his last fixes in on the 240. Last year, he was close to breaking the record. This year, he plans to smash it.
I really hope so, man. You know, if it's calm, there's a few of us, you know, there's probably 4 or 5 boats that are capable of setting the record, and I'd definitely like to be the one that does it.
He'll look for calm waters, may even go into the ocean to find them. The main thing for Nathan is to locate his escort boat and get out first.
If you don't, you know, get out in the top 4 or 5, there's a lot of wake behind, or a lot of wake to cross ahead of you. So you always, you know, you got to just play it smart, and you know, you got 35 miles to go for it, and don't go for broke on the first mile, because it ain't gonna win you the race.
The tubbers don't race for money, just pride. To get to that podium first, ring that bell and have that golden bathtub plug around their neck.
It's all out of my own pocket. There's no money in this for me, so yeah, it's just a matter of saying it was me. So I did it.
On Sunday at 11 a.m., the race will start at the firing of the 5th Field Battery Howitzer. They expect 30 boats in the water, but only one will be named Bathtub King. Jet Bassey, CTV News, Nanaimo.
And Jet Bassey will be back tomorrow to get more on the bathtub race. We'll have that for you tomorrow night, same time, 6 o'clock. Vancouver Island is still bursting with pride, Olympic pride, for Simon Whitfield. Victoria's hometown hero will carry Canada's flag during the opening ceremonies in London. The Olympics kick off Friday, but the veteran triathlete is still in Canada, still tuning up before heading overseas for what will be Whitfield's Olympic swan song. Whitfield was in Toronto today speaking to media before taking part in tomorrow's Toronto Triathlon. The flag bearer will join a group of national team triathletes in the first wave of runners in tomorrow's festival. Whitfield was asked about the triathlete community and wasted no time in mentioning his hometown.
People don't just do triathlon, they learn about nutrition that way, about healthy living, about community. As the triathlon community is a very giving community, it's a great group of people. I just did a fundraiser with the triathlon community out in Victoria, and we raised $5,000 for kids sport. I mean, we did it off 1 week's notice. That's the triathlon community for you. And
the Canadians have their work cut out for them. At the Winter Olympics in 2010 in Vancouver, Canada won 26 medals, good enough for 3rd overall. Whitfield says he's feeling good having competed on the London course twice. Even though he's ready, he knows the bar has been set high by the winter athletes.
Oh, certainly with the Winter Olympians set an incredible standard, and from Devon to Clara to the men's hockey, women's hockey, it was an amazing Olympics, and that certainly it sets the pressure, it sets the bar, it sets some pressure, and I think every Summer Olympic embraces that.
Whitfield says the triathlete course passes Buckingham Palace. He says it's all his daughters care about. The fact that their dad may get a chance to wave at the Queen, he says they thought that was the coolest thing in the world. Snoop Dogg, he plays in Victoria tonight. The big question, will he come out in a Victoria Royals jersey? A couple nights ago, he was in Saskatoon. He wore a Rough Riders jersey. Many people wondering if he will do the same here. We will see. We'll have a camera there and have more if you can't make the show for you tomorrow night. Well, It could be a sign of the times. It appears the Great Canadian Road Trip, that dream of dipping one toe in the Pacific and the other in the Atlantic, is still alive, but it's received a modern upgrade. A young Ontario man is on what he's calling Road Trip 2.0. It's like the Great Canadian Road Trip, only there's a bit more Facebook. This is a shot from Greg Montanay's road trip across Canada. His goal, to see the country and see as many Facebook friends as possible. The 23-year-old Queen's University student says he always wanted to drive across the country. Tomorrow night, we will hear from Greg as he enters his Victoria leg of the trip, find out how many friends he saw and why he's doing it. We'll speak to him tomorrow night. Well, finally tonight, from an abandoned locker to storage gold. The hunt for hidden treasure is back on. It's not the first storage war on Vancouver Island, and it likely won't be the last. The usually low-key, low-bid auctions made famous by the hit show Storage Wars are drawing big crowds, and the crowds have deep pockets. They may look like boxes stacked on other boxes, but just think.
Like you could open that box and just find a little gem.
Inside, a photo of another couple. Okay, maybe not a gem, but there are surprises.
We actually had one unit that actually had a car in it, so we had to do a little bit more paperwork and stuff with that.
These are the bargain hunters, and these are what they're after. The contents of unpaid lockers, delinquent accounts that Storage Wars are helping settle.
Ever since the show, we've seen the numbers increase. We went from an average of 20 to 30 people a couple years ago. Now we have close to probably 120 people that come out for an auction.
The popular A&E show has taken low-bidding auctions to another level.
You cannot go inside the unit.
And after the manager goes over the rules, they're off for the first look.
I'm here, 100.
For $450, Ken Gloons is one of the day's first buyers. The new owner of...
Another router.
I have most of this stuff already.
Yes!
A locker full of...
A biscuit joiner. You got routers and pneumatics, airlines and tools and kicks and stands. Like
one man's jackpot.
Let's put it this way, I like tools.
It's a win that could have gone the other way. Bidders must scour from the outside and hope what appears like treasure actually is. If there are tricks to the trade...
Oh, I don't give my secrets away on that stuff.
The bidders aren't sane. But what we do know is that buying unpaid lockers appears to be a trend that's staying.
How many lockers have you bought?
Today or within the last year?
Probably about 15 or 20.
Depending on what's inside, you might call it a win-win. The storage facility collects on an unpaid debt, and the highest bidder has a chance at treasure. For some, it's the opportunity to make $1. For others, it's the rush of the unknown. And then there's the people that just luck out.
I mean, they're tools. Like, I'm in construction, I'm an electrician by trade, and I use tools.
Like we said, a win-win. Thanks for watching tonight. Enjoy your Saturday. Looks like the weather will be nice. Could see some rain tomorrow, but until then, have a good night, and we will see you tomorrow night.